Good evening, guys. We're ready to start this meeting of the City Council, and we will begin with roll call.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, I need approval of the minutes for May 13th, 24.
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, first thing on our agenda is a public hearing. We need
I move we open the public hearing to consider the request for the Elks Lodge.
a motion.
Second.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Council, Chairman Pro Tem has noted that Councilman Miller was not attending,
Thank you, take me off.
so.
Thank you.
need to abstain.
He thought it was right, though.
Yeah. I did, it didn't say I was here, just said was it right.
He's so powerful, it's like he's here. He's not.
I YouTube you.
We fear his aura.
Who made the motion?
I did.
He did. Larry.
Second.
Larry.
Okay. Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, Mr. Schlegel.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a request for this public hearing from the Mexico Elks Lodge for an additional use permit, and this is for 3 RV spots on their property for elk members to utilize if they're coming through the area and so on. To cover the details of the request, Rita Jackson.
Good evening, Council. As Bruce stated, this public hearing concerns a request for an additional use permit from Steve Magnus, Board of Directors, on behalf of the Mexico Elks Lodge 919 to provide 3 RV spots on their property located at 1733 Christopher Drive. It's highlighted on the map there, the area in blue. The requested property is located south of the Elks Lodge and is currently utilized by them as an overflow parking lot. The property is currently zoned I-1 Light Industrial District. The proposed request would provide overnight, short-term, which would be 14 days, accommodation for fellow elks traveling through the Mexico area. The site would consist of electricity only with no sewer or water. Article 11, Additional Use Regulations, Section 42-678, states that in addition to the buildings and uses of building and land authorized elsewhere in the code, the following building and uses shall be prevented in various districts pursuant to first obtaining from the City Council approval. It would be number 16 in that category, which would be roadside stands and recreational activities for temporary and seasonal periods. Section 42-681 of the City of Mexico Code states that each application received by the city is reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission for investigation and report as to the effects such building or use would have upon traffic, fire hazards, and the character of the neighborhood, the general welfare of the community. A report and recommendation shall be filed with the City Council. Notices were sent to 40 surrounding property owners within 300 feet of the request. Staff received 2 telephone calls requesting additional information and 2 written correspondence. They came from 4512 Rivers Drive and 4400 Rivers Drive. Some of the concerns voiced in the letters was decreased property value, increased traffic, noise, environmental impact, and there are multiple daycare providers located in the area. City Code requires that City Council conduct a public hearing to make a determination of whether the applied for use will, 1, substantially increase traffic hazards or congestion, number 2, substantially increase fire hazards, adversely affect the character of the neighborhood, adversely affect the general welfare of the community, or overtax public utilities. The comprehensive plan shows this area as neighborhood medium to high residential mixed. On April 23rd, 2024, the Planning and Zoning Commission met to consider this request and made a recommendation of approval to the City Council. The minutes of that meeting are attached. If the council findings are negative to all the above, then the applied application shall be granted. If the findings are affirmative as to any of the above, then the permit shall be denied. Approval or denial of the permit is done in the form of a motion. At our meeting, at the Planning and Zoning meeting, as stated in our minutes, the Elks have provided information that stated that, they would be very, noise ordinance was listed, and they would have a pet ordinance, and some of the concerns that the people that came to that meeting, they addressed that in the meeting, which they were very aware of and would be user-friendly as to actually abate some of those problems before it goes out. We do have Steve Magnus in the audience tonight that would present, if you would like to hear that portion of it after the presentation here. Staff recommends that council conduct the advertised public hearing and make a motion to grant or deny the request for an additional use permit for the Mexico Elks Lodge 919 to provide 3 RV spots on their property located at 1733 Christopher Drive. And we do have Steve Magnus in the audience for any additional questions that you might have.
Yeah, Tim, I have some questions. I read the planning and zoning minutes on this, and they felt strongly about some things about doing this. One of those was making sure it was only Elks members. Was that the understanding then that you gave the Planning and Zoning Commission?
That is correct. It will only be Elk members.
Okay. And 2 weeks?
That's correct.
The most that can be out there is three wreck vehicles. Is that right? Is that the way I read that?
Oh, yes. That's all we have room for. 3.
That's all you have room for? Okay. And that's what I had. I just want to make sure.
We said there were 2 letters from the 2 addresses you mentioned.
Yes.
What was the tone of those letters? Were the people absolutely opposed to it, or just saying, hey, it's going to increase traffic, et cetera?
At the beginning of from the letters, they were opposed to being there, but the presentation that was given, as you can see in the minutes, they were all addressed by the presentation from Steve, and they left here they were happy with it, and I do not see them in the audience tonight, so they indicated when they left that their concerns had been met.
So the people that wrote the letters were at that hearing? Okay, thank you.
Did you say this was proposed, that this is zone light industrial, correct?
Yes.
So to me, it seems like it's a pretty good deal, because I can think of a lot of things that the city could say nothing about that could be built there that would probably be worse than 3 RV campers.
You've already had RV vehicles stay there, haven't you?
We had one stay that came through and was staying there, and the city park was full. And then we decided we needed to do it the right way, and we didn't know it was going to be this much of a process, but we do want to do it the right way.
Right.
And we don't anticipate that many people that will, but I guess we want to do it the right way. And to address the 2 individuals that were there, I believe one has already come out to the lodge. I extended an invitation to come out, visit us, and if they have any problems, I gave them my telephone number to contact me, and we would address it immediately. We don't want any problems with anyone, and we don't want problems with our neighbors. And I think the problems that they're concerned about, we don't want those either, and I don't see that being an issue with the people that are going to camp there.
Okay, but you're going to, the way I read this also, I was reading the notes, you're going to do an agreement with whomever stays there, right?
If you all agree to allow us to do this, I've already spoke to an attorney, and we're going to use a combination of what your all's agreement to camp and with the state and federal park that when we go camping up in Mark Twain, it's going to be a combination of all of that. We have spoke with an attorney, and they're going to draw that up, but before you can park there, you have to agree to sign that and accept that you will be removed immediately if you do not agree with that.
And those will be elk members or?
Correct.
Okay.
This, I have no problem with this. This becomes my concern on rezoning things because I think you'll do a good job. Once we rezone, it's kind of out of our hands because you say 3, and I think while you're in charge, there's probably going to be 3 campers there. In 20 years, who says they don't gravel under another 10 spots and allow 10 more people to do it? And I'm thinking of this as the neighbors around there, not so much as the Elks itself. If the Elks can make some money and people can do that, great, do that. My concern is that as you continue to be the leader and you move forward and as other people take over, I just hope that they understand this is what we had as an idea, in the future, 3, max 3, and hopefully the people that take over after that understand that. Because once we rezone this, it is out of our hands. I mean, you can put RVs there and you can do that, so.
We're not rezoning it, Steve.
Well, allowing them to do that, a temporary permit.
It's an additional use, and therefore limits it to those 3. If they would do that, it would be a violation of the additional
Yeah,
use.
so,
As long, just as long as it's 3 and you're in control of it, I'm okay with it.
I might add that one of the other things that came up in the meeting that day was they did indicate that they're not doing this, it's not, you don't pay to stay there, it's donations only, so it was not a moneymaker for them, and I think the people in the audience were.
It's a courtesy.
Hear that, yes.
It's a courtesy is what the way I'm understanding.
The other Elks Lodges in Columbia, Herman, most Washington, all of them have spots like this that they open up for traveling members.
That's a big area. I think I drove out there to look at that one day. It's a fairly large area. A lot of room between you and neighbors and.
And we did speak to some of the neighbors, go out and just tell them what we're trying to do, because I think some were scared of what we were going to do, or that we were going to, one lady was scared of, we were going to have tent campers and things like that, and that's not our purpose. And the people traveling through it that are going to use that, I do not think will be using tents, but.
Okay. All right, thank you. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Move to close the
Do I have a
hearing.
mo-
Second. Motion to close the hearing.
Thank you.
If that's all the public. Guess so.
Yeah.
That's it.
Williams?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes. Okay, going to our resolution.
Nope, we have to deal with this.
Oh, sorry.
So you have to answer those 5 questions, and then make the motion accordingly based on that. So substantially increased traffic or congestion, what is your finding?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
No.
No.
Substantially increased fire hazard?
No.
Adversely affect the character of the neighborhood?
No.
Adversely affect the general welfare of the community?
No.
Overtax public utilities?
No.
So if you have found negative to all those, then you have the right to proceed with a motion to grant approval.
I move to grant approval to the Elks Lodge for the additional use permit to provide 3 RV spots on their property located at 1733 Christopher Drive.
Second.
Miller?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Hay?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
Briggs?
Yes. Thank you all. All right, moving on. We are moving to other business, and the first thing is an appointment to the Housing Authority Board.
We got to go back to resolution.
Resolution. We're giving money away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong, yeah. All right. Are we doing this? Yeah, okay, my board. Sorry, guys, I just mark it off. Okay, bill number 2024-26, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with various organizations. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor, we have a request for tourism tax dollars. The commission has met, has a recommendation, and to cover those recommendations, Roger Haynes.
Good evening, Council. The Mexico Tourism Commission met via Zoom on Tuesday, May 14th, and as part of that meeting, they did consider 3 requests for tourism funding. The first request was from the Mexico Area Chamber of Commerce for the renewal to continue the Mighty Mexmo app. That, of course, is the purpose of advertising local happenings. This is the 3rd year that we will be using this Mighty Mexmo app. The amount requested to continue this is $5,000, and the commission agreed to fund that full $5,000. The next request was from Paul and Teresa Ridgway to have a concert through the Bee Gees Gold concert series that would be held Friday evening, July 5th. They requested advertising in the amount of $1,000, and the commission recommends granting that $1,000. And then third, the City of Mexico, under the Economic Development Department, wishes to have a professionally constructed video production promoting the Mexico area. The cost of that production is $19,375. The Economic Development Department and City of Mexico request that 1/3 of that, being $6,458, be funded out of the Tourism Fund, and the Commission agrees with that requested amount. The other 2/3 of that cost would be shared between Progress Mexico and Audrain County. Staff recommends that Council concur with the Mexico Tourism Commission's recommendation and proceed with reading by title only and passage of the attached resolution.
Any questions?
My question on I'm all about people bringing things to Mexico. The concert of where it is, I'm assumed all that was done in writing and given to the city on how that would be done. And because it seems like a new area we'll be having the concert, and
Yeah, it'll be on private property, but we still had them fill out a special event request to identify any types of things and that they would maybe need, and they have no requirements as far as needs for us to fulfill, and it's fully a private event on private property.
I was just thinking traffic flow and public safety and things like that because you could guesstimate how many is going to be there, and then it can blow up, so
Yeah.
I'm just, okay.
Do they not have to get a business license? My concern is we're charging for all this. This isn't somebody having a party in their backyard. So I hear the private property issue, but they're planning on selling alcohol. They're planning on selling the tickets for this. They're parking in a wetland. So first of all, how does that even work? Because we've gotten lots of pushback on doing stuff in the wetland on the other side of the road at the Optimus Park. So I'm just concerned how this all seems like we're held in one place to one standard, and we're just like, okay, just go do this to another. So I'm concerned where we stand with all that.
As far as parking and everything, that is, their land, and nothing's permanent, as far as.
So they added a culvert right there.
So they did, which they can do.
Without a permit? They've added that before they contacted the city. I'm just concerned because we have wetland on the other side at Optimus. And when we go to do anything at Optimus, we have to observe these certain rules for wetland stuff. And we had to get permits to put up signs, and we had to do this stuff, and then we didn't have to do this on the other side, but that's wetland too on the other side of the street. It just stopped right there.
But they did have to get a permit to work in the right-of-way, and they got one to do it.
Okay.
So,
Maybe I'm not thinking about where this concert was right about it, but, I mean, I saw the culvert, I saw the culvert, and is that wetland, that high up?
The culvert's down there on
Yeah, floodplain.
below Summit.
Is it?
It's a
Below
floodplain.
Summit's where they're,
Okay.
yeah, they're wanting to do it below Summit. And they must have got the permit after, because when I called up here the day of it, because that's how we found out about it, was they already had the culvert in. When I called up here, and they said, yeah, they came in this morning to talk to us about it. Because I called and talked to Marcy about it.
they might have talked about the event, but before they did work on the culvert, they would have had to have permit, Drew. They would have had that before they put it in.
Yes,
So,
that's correct.
Okay. Well, nobody seemed to know anything that day about it, so,
Be a wild time.
right.
July 5th.
I move for reading of bill number 2024-26.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2024-26, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with various organizations for recommended funding from the Mexico tourism tax. I move for passage of bill number 2024-26.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, now we're ready to move to other business. Appointment to the Mexico Housing Authority Board, Mr. Schlegel.
yes, Your Honor, this is we currently have an unexpired term, but it's also expiring June, so we've received one application from Sterling Oliver, and because the term expires, this is a mayor's appointment, so you have the right to make the appointment to the unexpiring term, and because of the time frame, you can also then have a separate appointment to reappoint for the additional 4 years if you so chose.
Okay, do I have a motion to
I
appoint
make a
Mr.
motion to appoint Sterling Oliver to the vacant position on the Mexico Housing Authority Board.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
I make a motion to go ahead and appoint Sterling Oliver to the next term of the Mexico Housing Authority.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Yes. Next up,
Move we pay the claims.
Second.
Make a second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
yes, excuse me. Okay, and now we get to council comments. We will begin with, Steve, let's begin with you.
Nothing too exciting. School ended, had a great graduation, and a good end of the school year, so summer school starts up again next Monday, so watch out for the kiddos and everybody else. About it.
I've got a few things. First of all, I'm going to say, I'm going to send out a shout of appreciation to public safety, because I've noticed that over the last few weeks, we've had some more of the unique people in town running around. And I've had several kids, I work with a lot of kids, I've had several kids approach me and tell me that they appreciate the fact, they say that the officers, if the officers see kids out playing at the basketball court or something like that, they said they notice they keep coming around the area, and it says it makes them feel safe. So pass that on to your officers, they appreciate it. The kids do notice, because they mentioned it to me, and so that's good. The second part I want to talk about is Mexico's kind of changed over the last years, and this Memorial Day weekend was very telling to me. It used to be years ago when people came through Mexico traveling, especially for Memorial Day weekend, it was all heading south. They might get off 54, come by and get something to eat, and then keep on heading down to the lake. That's changed, especially with all the property being sold north of town, going to St. Louis people and stuff. And I'd say this is probably the first Memorial Day that I've noticed most of the people I talked to that were with boats and campers and what have you, they were going north up into Mark Twain. That being said, I see that we're doing all this tourism stuff, but I had two families tell me, we had a wonderful downtown, but it's closed. And I went up to downtown, and it was closed. And so, on one hand, I'm hearing about all the stuff we need to do for downtown, but you can pave the downtown with gold. If you aren't open, it's not going to make any difference. And, I mean, the two most popular spots for a robust, vibrant place were even closed. The two top bars were closed. The food, all the food places were closed. So, I just think going forward, that's something they need to consider with what they want to do in town, because it doesn't do any good. These people are traveling on weekends, and I get it, you don't want to be open on weekends, that's fine, and that's your choice, but there's opportunity now that wasn't there in the past. But beyond that, I'm good.
Okay, Larry, we'll skip over to you.
I don't really have much. I got one complaint. Somebody switched chairs. This one isn't worth a darn. It bounces up and down. It's got a torn up arm. I don't like this chair.
Maybe that belongs to the mayor.
Other than that,
Okay, good.
I think so.
Yeah. Mr.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right. Well, it's beginning of summer, and as far as unique people in town, I've had a couple comments on that too, Bryce, and I just always direct them to public safety, and I said they'll take care of you, and you know, whatever your need, whatever they'll work with you on that. So
they like it up.
yeah. Okay, and anyway, I have nothing to add to that. It's just the beginning of summer. It's a great time. Weather's great, so.
Move to adjourn.
No, got public.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the public.
That's just you, Matt.
Okay.
He's not the public.
I still have to,
I did have a comment that they're proud of Drew for getting on MoDOT and getting mold drill rolling.
Oh, they were all the way out by my place this afternoon. I don't know what their
Drew.
plans
Way to
are, but
Put your foot down for MoDOT. Get them paving that road.
We appreciate their help.
Yeah, there you go.
there you go.
Okay, we're going to open it up now for public hearing. If anybody's here from the public wants to speak, you can go to the podium. You have 3 minutes, state your name, and make sure you are a city resident. If not,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
okay. All right, thank you all. Good meeting time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.